We make everything about race. And they pursued this thing as if it was a racial encounter with no evidence. Just because he's white and he's black, it had to be race related.
Woo! Brandon Tatum throws down. Goes after everyone, including the wonderful media that has to take every shooting that has a white person and a black person and make it into a racial conflict. If you haven't subscribed to Brandon Tatum, it's the Officer Tatum. Please subscribe. Let's see what he has to say.
Everybody's begging me, Brandon, what do you think about the shooting of that kid ringing the doorbell? So let me have this conversation about it. So it appears that at 10 o'clock at night, this young man was going to a house that he believed his brother had lived at. It doesn't really say if he rang the doorbell, if he beat on the door, if he was kicking the door, if he was beating on the door and yelling, if he just stood in front of the door, if he rang the doorbell, it was a Ring camera, and the guy saw him, but nobody knows what exactly happened, right? So I don't know what the nuances of his engagement at the door was. Now, the older guy, 84-year-old man, ended up shooting him through the door. Now, I don't know. It doesn't say, there's no information that he shot him, opened the door, shot him again, or he shot twice and hit him twice through the door. It's likely that a reasonable person will believe he committed the crime. That does not mean he's guilty, but with probable cause they arrested him. Now, here's the part that I don't know, but then let me tell you what makes me mad about this whole situation. The first thing is that I don't know what the stimuli was, right? It's a very different situation if the kid is beating on the door and screaming and knocking on the door thinking it's his friend, but an 84-year-old man is confused and thinks he's getting robbed and he blindly shoots through a door. That's very different than him saying, look at that N in front of my door. I'm going to shoot and kill him and I'm going to get away with it somehow in the United States of America in 2023.
So there we go. A very concise description of the situation. Wouldn't it be awesome if Officer Tatum was on CNN and MSNBC to give this wrap-up of the situation that we don't know? Probably when you hear 85 years old or 84 years old, the guy was maybe a little confused. Wouldn't that be nice? But here we go here, guys. Here is Officer Tatum at his best. Take them on, Officer Tatum.
Because our country has lost it. You have a situation where because it has a racial component, this boy raised $2 million. And all the athletes and celebrities are tweeting and hashtagging and doing all of these different things for this boy. Now, I would be okay with it. But in Alabama, they just had a mass shooting. 4 dead. 20 some other people shot. Young black kids ain't got a mother freaking hashtag, t-shirt, promotion, fundraiser, GoFundMe, unheard of. It don't exist. Nobody cares. It's not on the news. And then just when they did the takeover, the black kids did the takeover. 2 young people shot in that event. No GoFundMe, no news reporting, no nothing. Patrick Mahomes ain't talking about it. Nobody gives a flying flip.
Yeah? Black Lives Matter? Do they really? Do they really matter? I'm going to show you even something else. I'm going to bring in Steven Crowder, who is also one of my favorite YouTubers. He compared how many mentions there are of the Chicago rioting versus this one old 84-year-old man shooting this young boy. Let's see.
So CNN covered this story nonstop for 24 hours.
Yeah.
While completely ignoring what's been happening in Chicago. And do you know how many times CNN has mentioned what's been going on in Chicago? You know how many times in the last 2 days? 9 times. Compared to the mention of the Kansas City shooting, self-defense, 57 times.
Yeah, that's pretty stark. 9 times. 9 times mentioning a riot in one of the major cities in the United States. But they mention this old man accidentally shooting someone 57 times. Comment below. If there were hundreds of young white children rioting in Chicago or Kansas City or someplace, wherever, do you think they'd mention it more than 9 times? I think so. Comment below what you think.
Then I'm going to give you another example. A young girl shot in the driveway by a white man because she pulled into the wrong driveway. The news don't care. Nobody's talking about it. She died. She died. This kid, thank God he didn't die. She died. No protest, no outrage, no Benjamin Crump representation. Nobody's representing. She didn't get no money on GoFundMe. Can somebody explain this to me? We make everything about race. And they pursued this thing as if it was a racial encounter with no evidence. Just because he's white and he's black, it had to be race related.
Did you know that story? I did not. Why don't we know that story? No
evidence. And then a black kid gets shot in a mass shooting and nobody cares. Black kids are dying every day in Chicago, nobody cares. A young white girl get killed in the driveway of a crazy deranged man who shot her for no reason, nobody cares. Black kids shot every day, shot just the other day, nobody cares. No news outlet, no t-shirts, no hashtags. Only if they think it's race related do they give up about your kid. I don't know what I'm going to do. My mind is blown at what's going on in our country. I get it, bruh. Patrick Mahomes, yeah, make a flyer. Go on your social media. Do what you got to do. But when you have, in Alabama, you got kids murdered. They were killed in a mass shooting. And they don't get no tweets. The kids shot and recovered just like he did. They got shot and recovered in the takeover in Chicago in front of the world. 2 kids shot, 16 and a 15. When I read the article from Fox, it said 6-year-old. Now, I don't know if they made a typo because the other article said 15 and 16 or 16 and 17. No hashtag, no nothing. They don't care about their life. I guess their lives don't matter. Keep that same energy when other black people die. That ain't had nothing to do with white folks. I can't accept it. Now, I'll wait to see. Clearly the guy got arrested, so there's probable cause to believe he committed the crime. I would argue, well, what happened? I don't know what happened. It'll be interesting to see if the kid was beating on the door and it was a misunderstanding, or the guy are racist. Or the guy's ignorant. I don't know. He's 84 years old. He probably can't hear or see good, just shooting blindly through a door, which is ignorant as I don't know what. But it's not just a black kid walking up, ding, ding. Hey, is my brother there? Pow, 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 pow. You think it happened like that? You think the white man was sitting at the front door waiting for an end to come to his door, and he's sitting there waiting with a gun? Ding, ding, bing, 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 bing. It has to have been something that happened to get an 84-year-old man out of the bed at 10 o'clock with a gun in his hand. Something had to happen. But you leave it up to the pundits. You know, it was because he was black and he was walking by and the white man couldn't wait to kill an end. Waiting his whole 84 years to kill an end. All right.
I don't think anything needs more to be said. Mic drop. Mic drop. Yes, the media fans the flames of racial tension. If it is a white person shooting a black person, it is headline news for days and days and days and days. But every single day in this country, people die. And it's a horrible tragedy. And it should not matter whether they are white or black. And the more you talk about white and black and make it white and black, the more bad feelings you are going to have between white and black. I've said consistently for the past, I just started this YouTube channel, I don't know, 7 months ago or something like that. But I've said for years, they're doing some dangerous stuff now. They really, really are, because you are actively creating racists. Right now, from what I can see, I see more racism coming from African Americans than I do from white people. I just From what you can see on the internet, that's what you can see. Now, you don't know if that's just crazy people, because there is crazy people all over the place, and that's just what social media bubbles to the top. But I have to believe if we had video after video of white people being absolutely racist and saying the N-word and doing all of this crazy stuff, we would know about it. But if you make everything black and white, you're going to create a whirlwind where you are not only going to create racists in the African American community who now believe that white people and cops and everybody is just out to get them. They're just out hunting them down. But you know what? There's a lot of white people in this country, a lot of young white people who are a little lost. They don't have a lot. They've lost religion. There's no more religion. There's nothing to live for. There's nothing to strive for. America is terrible. Everything is awful. Everything they see is terrible. And you can go down a rabbit hole of, well, maybe I'll start blaming these groups of people. And that is the beginning of the end. So guys, if you want to help me out, please like, comment, and subscribe, especially subscribe. It really, really helps me out.